like everything about you.
Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. It is Francesco here. Welcome to the Keep Productive YouTube channel if you're brand new, but if you're a regular, welcome back. So guys, in today's video I'm going to be taking out some time to interview one of the Monday.com team. Now Joel is part of their, well, he's almost like their brand ambassador to some extent. He's a public face of the company. You've probably seen him in a couple of the Monday.com ads that have been floating around YouTube. Now, maybe a few weeks ago now, I dinged him a few questions, and because we couldn't actually clash our time zones, because we're both fairly busy people, he has sent over the questions and I've mashed them all up, which is brilliant. So Joel will be speaking about a few of the things that I had queries on, about the history of Monday.com, about how Monday.com is useful for teams, and many of the other aspects of that. And this is something I put together actually weirdly a couple of weeks ago, and then Monday.com reached out to the sponsor like 2 weeks ago, so it clashed out really well without being coincidental. So, as you know, this week's videos have been sponsored by Monday.com. Monday.com is a project management resource which has a host of functionality from timeline all the way to custom boards and views, as well as a host of team communication functions. Now, I've done a full review on Monday.com, so if you want to go in the description below, read the full review, you can, and it will give you everything you need, as well as all of the timestamps to skip ahead to certain elements and features that you and your team would like to see. I will be passing over to Joel today. A huge thank you for him for recording all of this and putting it all together. It's very kind of him. These were some of my burning questions for the Monday.com team, so hopefully you find as much use as possible, especially from a progressive productivity project management software company. Anyway guys, thank you so much for stopping by today. Enjoy the feature here with Joel. Thank you to Joel again, and I'll see you guys very soon. Cheers.
Question number 1. What is Monday.com's history and backstory? Good question. Okay, so Roy, who is the CEO and founder of Monday.com, he used to work for another company, and he saw that company undergo crazy growth. Like he witnessed them growing from 100 employees to 1,000 employees within the span of a few years, and he saw the need for this tool to help them with their communication, syncing, meetings, management as they were scaling and growing at such a rapid pace. So he developed Monday with the vision of it being a tool to help startups scale. Then we launched to the general public around 5 years ago, and we started getting a lot of traction and a lot of people using our tool and talking about us on the internet, and we realized really quickly that actually 70% of the people using us were not startups. They were not tech-savvy people. They were real-world people, people who worked in brick-and-mortar companies, people who were mid-level managers in a Fortune 500 company, someone who was one of the first guys I remember talking to. He was franchising a burger joint across Canada, and that was a really interesting revelation that happened really early on. So the product was initially designed to help startups scale, and then very quickly was adopted by a market that we did not expect. Question number 2. Why is Monday.com so effective with teams? So in order for a tool to be a good tool or a product to be a good product, you actually have to use it. So there's this concept of technology working for you and not the other way around. If you have a software that you need to work really hard at to make it work, and to get it to be useful, so that's not a good technology, because you're working for the tool rather than the tool working for you. Or you working for a technology rather than technology making your life easier. So when you ask, why is Monday.com good for teams, or so effective for teams, it's because teams actually use it. We've engineered the product from day one for it to be not only a great place to be in, or a great tool to use, but also for it to be for it to have value for the actual team members or the actual people using it, and not just be this tool that it's a reporting tool for managers. We wanted to create a place where or software that actually helps teams collaborate and communicate and work better together and manage whatever processes or projects or tasks they're trying to manage. And we've actually done our marketing like that from day one. We've always marketed ourselves as a B2C and not as a B2B. We talk in our marketing messaging, we talk to the direct pain of the end user, not to some theoretical, will make your business 43% more productive. We want to solve the problems that you're having as a team leader or you're having as managing projects. So we put that in our messaging and our marketing. We've tried to engineer our product from day one to be sleek and sexy and fun to use and pretty and beautiful and just work well. Drag and drop, intuitive. It's supposed to work like an iPhone. It's supposed to feel like Instagram and Snapchat and be as helpful as WhatsApp. And you know that feeling when you get in like a new car for the first time and you've got the smell and all of your sensations are just blown away by like all the gadgets and the feel of everything. Software should feel like that. It should be exciting and it should be a great place to be and an excellent feel of a product. And also, of course, it should be extremely valuable for the people actually using it and not just this theoretical reporting tool. So that's how I think why Monday.com is very, very valuable for teams. If you're talking more on a functionality or feature level, I would say because we incorporate our main functionality is the board view, which is this grid view, and people think in grids. It helps you manage processes, it helps you manage projects, and it gives you this high-level overview of understanding in a glance really, really easily where everything is at. It's color-coded, so you can create your own colors. So if you see something that's red, everyone on your team can see where something's stuck. It allows people to come up with creative solutions. It allows managers to understand where the big picture is. It allows a technical person on the team to understand where their work's fitting into the larger picture and where they can come up with ideas. And that concept of having this one high-level view really, really helps teams collaborate together. How do I use Monday.com for my team, and how does the Monday.com team use the service software internally? Okay, so the first thing you should know is we're 130 people in the company, in 3 continents with 2 offices and remote employees, and everybody uses Monday. We use it for everything. What's crazy when I tell people is that we have no internal email, essentially. We've got rid of, well, not got rid of, we've never had internal email because we use Monday for everything. So we use it for anything from organizing company hackathons to events where we go out to a bar, whatever you can think of, we use Monday to manage it. Of course, we use it to manage all of our product building processes. We use it to manage our marketing, especially everything connected to inter-department news. So when you have, for example, a marketing campaign that needs to go out, you need people to come up with creative, you need developers to implement it somewhere, and you need marketers to go push it on Facebook. So that's 3 different teams that need to work with each other. All of that communication, all of that collaboration all happens in one place where everyone can see it. So I run a small video team here. We have 2 main boards that we use. The first one is a high-level board where we show all of the videos we're creating by quarter. So we see all of the videos that we're making. We see the time and the date that they were published, how long it took to make, and then I've got a column for all the links to YouTube and to Facebook, and we upload all the assets, and we have all the scripts all in one place, and everything's all there. All the exports of the final versions of the videos, everything's there, so everyone can come in and find the links and whenever they want, and you can see when we did what. And it helps us plan ahead as well. So we have a big backlog at the bottom where we put all of our ideas and then decide every couple of weeks what's going into production. The second board that we use the most is a team weekly task board where we put all of our tasks there that we need to do as a team and see who's in charge of what. So for example, if we need to call a client and set up a filming date with him or her, or we need to rent gear for a specific shoot, or we need to get subtitles done on the French video we just made, stuff like that. We have all the tasks there. We put everyone who's in charge of, every task has an owner, so you can filter according to that. So everyone comes in the morning, they can see a view of what they need to do for the next 2 weeks. And those tasks are what make the larger kind of projects, not what makes the projects happen, but what makes the projects not fall apart. So that's that. how does Monday see the future of this space, the next 4 to 5 years of productivity in the team space and the project management world? Teams are becoming more flat. By flat, I mean there's less hierarchy. So how it would work in the past is that you'd have one person at the top who would decide on something and then hand out tasks to the next level of the hierarchy, who would then disperse, delegate tasks to the lower level of the people actually doing the work. And the world is going away from that. What's happening now is that we have smaller teams who are more agile and more empowered to work in the best way that they think possible. So instead of someone at the top deciding what to happen and giving out tasks, what's going to happen and giving out tasks, what's happening now is that you're deciding together on the strategy and the goals are being set, and then you're allowing the team or teams to achieve those goals or KPIs in the best way that they see possible. So it's allowing them to have a lot more creativity and freedom, autonomy, all of these buzzwords which are actually real things. So along with that comes the need for transparency. Transparency allows this to happen because it gives you accountability. It allows people to take on that responsibility and show what they're doing to other people. It allows them to understand understand the higher level goals of the company. And that's why I think the world is definitely going to that. The world is going away from this hierarchy of someone delegating tasks to people, and more towards setting goals and allowing a small team to be creative in the way that they achieve those KPIs and goals. That's how we do it here, and I've seen a lot of companies moving that direction. I think another big aspect of this is not just how you're working, but what you're actually using to help you do that work or help you collaborate and work together. And I think there are two big trends in this, meaning the softwares and the tools that you're using. And one of the big trends, of course, is the fact that these tools are now easy to use and fun and designed beautifully. But the second big thing is these tools were not available before because either they were industry specific and then cost huge amounts of money, or a big company would try to develop an internal type of tool and spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on it. But nowadays you can use a tool like ours, build an entire kind of front-end UI for your company. This is the core of your business. Everyone has access to it, and for a very low price relatively. And I think this is kind of democratizing or spreading out the power that used to only be for a few, which was to either build their own software or buy an incredibly expensive, clunky tool, and now just any team with a credit card who wants to swipe it and for $50 a month can have this incredible interface and place for everyone to work online together. I think that's a big part of where the world is going.